This has major implications for the Broncos. Huge injury updates going forward after the Broncos have secured the 1 seed. Now it is time for the Broncos to start getting healthy, use this bye to their advantage, and also while they're waiting to find out who they're going to face in the second round of the playoffs, hopefully some much needed reinforcements will be on the way to help them get towards closer to a Super Bowl run. I'm Sebastian with Broncos Digest. Welcome back, everybody. Really excited to talk Broncos football, especially with just a nice, relaxing weekend where it's the second bye of the year and one that was earned. I mean, they got the 1 seed, so now we can just kind of enjoy it and watch some really intense, good football, and then wait to see who the Broncos are going to be playing. It will be ending up the 4, 5, 6, or 7 seed because we can. The Broncos, as the 1 seed, cannot face the 2 or 3 seed in just because of how the seeding works in the playoffs. They can't face either of those. They play the lowest seed available, and even if the 2 or 3 seed wins, that means there's still another game where one of those 4 through 7 will have won, and that's who we will face, if that makes any sense. So we'll be waiting to see if it'll be the Steelers, Texans, Bills, or Chargers who the Broncos will be facing in the divisional round, and we'll be getting ready for them. So that Broncos, the staff, they're ready for that. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about just which players are trying to get back to help out for that divisional game, and who's on the mend. Is there anything really to be worrying about? But before we get into it, I do want to share the sponsor for this channel.
Before we get into the rest of today's show, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, anything and everything you can find on Kalshi. Whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Kalshi is now live in all 50 states. For us sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market in which you can cash out at any time. Now, looking here on the NFL draft odds, we can see Fernando Mendoza. His odds are skyrocketing right now with Dante Moore on his coattails at 25%. What could a couple months do? You never know. You can also go with a crazier option and get some good trade odds on Arvell Reese. It's the smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Test your ball knowledge today with the link in the description by downloading Kalshi and using code DIGESTNFL. You can get $20 when you trade 100. Again, download Kalshi with the link in the description. Use this code DIGESTNFL for $20 when you trade 100. Let's get back on the action now.
All right, well, that worked out. I'm really excited to just kind of be in this position that the Broncos are in, and that this channel is in, and that we are sitting back watching everyone devour each other in the first round while we get healthier. So let's just jump right into what's going on. First things first, as we've alluded to in previous videos, that J.K. Dobbins is poised to make a return in this postseason. Now, it's looking like it wouldn't be in the divisional round. The Broncos would have to win that game without him and then get to the AFC Championship game, and that is where Dobbins would be poised to return, in this run, if they can make it there, because, it was being speculated maybe he'd be back for the Super Bowl, but Dobbins has teased that it would be earlier than that, so it's the AFC Championship game that is his targeted return time. So hopefully McLaughlin and RJ Harvery can get it done without JK, because once JK's back, oh boy, is this offense going to be even more dangerous. I mean, it's important to remember that, as Zach Kelberman pointed out here, that Dobbins finished his regular season this year with more rush yards, 772, than Denver's leading rusher last season, Javonte Williams, who only had 513 rushing yards. Dobbins hasn't played since week 10 of this year, and he already had 772 yards. He was going to be one of the rushing leaders in the league, if not the rushing leader. So it's impossible to understate how important his return would be. And so if the Broncos can muster a win in the divisional round, which I do think that they are very capable of, his return would be imminent, and it'd be super, super exciting. So we'll be watching. He was on the sideline against the Chargers this past week. It'll be interesting to see if he's designated off of his IR with his 21-day window. We'll see when that happens. Hopefully it's this week, if not probably the next week. And looking forward to just all those updates coming forward. And then Garrett Bolles, we all saw that he went down with an ankle injury during the Chargers game, but was fortunate enough to come back into the game somehow, some way. And he said that I've got 14 days to get this thing right. I got people waiting at my house right now to get working on it as soon as I get home. So he also mentioned that there is no shot that he is going to miss the divisional round game. So that's not a worry that he will play during that game. It's just how healthy will his ankle be once he gets out onto the field? How much practice will he be able to do? But as long as we have our starting left tackle out there, we should be good to go. And I'm really excited for Bolles to get this opportunity for easily the biggest game of his career so far. And then regarding Dre Greenlaw, Sean Payton said that the Broncos' current spot is new territory for a lot of players. He said that they'll lean on Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, that players who have been in major spots already, players who have played in the Super Bowl. And the reason is you can see the light, 2 home wins, and that's exciting because that means you will be in the Super Bowl playing in Santa Clara, which was both of those players' former home and former teams. So they will be in a familiar spot there as well. But Dre himself, he's been out for a few weeks now. He injured his hamstring, but now he has an extra bye week to get ready and not worry about missing out for his team. This guy is a monster. I want people to remember this picture where Dre's willing to take on basically the entire Packers team. He brings a fire and energy. He has the experience in the playoffs. He's ready for the big moment. And we can only just hope that he will be ready once the divisional round comes around. But we'll keep updating as things come along because there's no major update on how things. He was on the sideline for the Chargers game, but that's really the only update we have. I think he is practicing on his own during practices. But right now, what's most important is that the players are getting healthy. And then also, it's important to note that Chouinard has been in and out of the starting lineup because of the injuries to Singleton and to Dre Greenlaw, because he started for 6 weeks while Greenlaw was initially hurt for the beginning of the year, then came off the bench in week 7, started in week 8 when Greenlaw was suspended. He went back to the bench after that, then started in week 11 as the Mike linebacker for Alex Singleton, then went back to the bench and then started the last 2 weeks with Greenlaw hurt. So he, even if Greenlaw is out, I do believe that Chouinard will be ready for the moment. Brandon Jones, it's also important to note that he was put on IR a little bit ago. Will he be able to make a comeback for the playoffs? We're still waiting on an update for him. He seems like the least likely one to come back, at least for the divisional round game. But it wasn't like a season-ending IR. A lot of these things, I think even just the Broncos staff are unsure about. They're monitoring the situation. They don't want to give away too much information probably during this week as everyone's rehabbing, rehabilitating, and we're not worrying about a game this week. So we have to let the players enjoy it, relax, maybe not too much, still study film and everything, and but at the same time, hopefully Brandon Jones will be able to come back, and if not. Because, listen, P.J. Locke, you could argue, he got hurt in the Chargers game. Is he going to be ready for the big moment? There's a lot of worries about that. Can we bring in Justin Simmons? We've talked about in that previous videos. We have a bye week now. It's plenty of time to get him back, get him ready to be in game shape and game speed. So, but he hasn't been playing all season. My guess is the Broncos won't do that. We'll see. We're going to keep holding out hope. I just like Simmons to get a ring with us if possible. But yeah, the Brandon Jones is kind of the last piece of the puzzle of those 4 major pieces, I would say. Bolles, I think I have the most confidence in terms of him playing and feeling and looking like the most like himself. He is one of the toughest guys that we've had. He went through all of those losing seasons, and this is way too important of a game for him to be feeling anything other than just absolutely fired up to be there playing for at home and possibly a home AFC Championship game to get to the Super Bowl. Just really exciting stuff there. This guy's a beast. He's a monster, and we saw how quickly he came back onto the field during the Chargers game. He did not want to be missing any time and letting his team down. So Greenlaw, I believe, will also be back. This will be about 5 weeks of recovery by the time the divisional round comes around. So hopefully his hamstring can be, serviceable by the time game is ready. I would be surprised if he misses the divisional round, but he probably won't be at 100%. My guess is more like 80%, but we'll see. Again, everything is very, very fluid. Updates will be probably minimal during this week as most people are resting and studying film and all that stuff. But overall, I'm just really excited about the prospect of like J.K. Dobbins coming back for the AAC Championship game if we were to make it there, because the juice he provides to the offense in moments where we feel like we're stalling it cannot be understated. Like I've said before, he is just an absolute monster, and he will be the Bronco next year. I mean, he's talked about he wants to like end his career with the Broncos, and we know that kind of speak gets talked about by a lot of players but you could just feel the love that Broncos country has for him, and he has for Broncos country. And if he's playing in a playoff game to go to the Super Bowl, I can't imagine he's going to give anything less than 100%. And that's just all of that is really, really exciting as a prospect. So how do you guys feel about all these injury updates? How are we feeling just during this bye week? I really want to hear how Broncos country is feeling. Let us know your enthusiasm down below. Which player are you most excited to see get back for the playoffs potentially? And yeah, just give us your overall vibe. This is we're kind of soaking in the moment right now. The 1 seed. I listen. Even as an optimistic Broncos fan to start this year, I was not expecting the 1 seed, and boy, am I excited! And a Chiefless playoffs. Isn't that just beautiful? So it's just enjoy the moment, enjoy this week and the weekend. But we'll keep updating you as updates come along. But until next video, guys, we'll see you then.